What's up everybody, Unrested back again, and today I'm pretty happy because I just got sent home early. And if you're wondering why I'm going home early, it's because we have the equivalent to a snow day in America, or a hurricane day in Florida, and that's a typhoon day. Typhoon day means that most likely a severe typhoon is going to hit Japan in the Osaka area, and it's too dangerous to keep kids at school. Of course, this means all the kids have to cancel class and go home, which they're so angry about. No, I'm just joking. Japanese kids love to go home just like American kids when there's a snow day. It also means I gotta go to the Hoikuen. Hoikuen is nursery school for my son and pick him up. So I get out of school too then. It's kind of nice. One of the advantages of having a kid, you have that excuse. So that is something that America and Japan have in common. They'll send the kids home when there's the danger of a natural disaster from school. Today I thought I would cover a little topic about how kids will react to you as a teacher, as the only gaijin teacher in your school, presuming you are working in a Japanese school. Some of you will work in international schools, and then you're not so unique because almost every teacher in there is an international teacher from a different country. But when you do teach in Japanese public schools, you will most likely be the only gaijin teacher in there. That's my situation. I teach at a couple different schools right now, and I am the only gaijin teacher at every school. And I get different types of reactions at all different types of schools. I teach in some really bad schools here in Osaka. If you ever teach in Osaka city schools, they're kind of the equivalent to like a bad public school in America, like a really rough public school. Fights and stuff like that. I personally don't get into any trouble myself because most of the kids, even the bad kids, think I'm cool and don't want to really do anything in my class. Some don't study, some don't listen, and some don't pay attention, but that's their own thing. I'm not there actually to discipline. It's even written in my contract that I'm not there to discipline. That's actually the Japanese teacher's job. That's why I'm an assistant teacher and not an actual teacher, because I don't actually, control the class, manage the class. I don't have to. Of course, if it gets to a point where I can't teach, I do finally say something, but that's a whole different story. So the reactions you're going to get, like I said, are varying. Some schools, really countryside schools, you will almost be like a movie star when you get there. Kids will go crazy, and I mean, they will try to talk to you about anything they can. They'll try to use any bit of English they know. They'll go totally nuts that you're at their school, and you will get treated almost like a movie star no matter what you look like or anything. They'll probably get you to sign stuff, like, why am I signing this? Like things like notebooks, pencil cases, books. You don't know quite why you're signing it, but it's kind of something really special to them. If you think about it, when you first watch somebody write kanji, you'll think it looks really awesome. And kanji, to the Western eye, does look pretty awesome. It's all kinds of symbols and stuff that most people in Western countries don't understand, and it looks really artsy. Well, guess what? Your signature looks the same way to them. It's something I never really thought about until I wrote it out. And when they watch you sign something really fast, it's amazing to them. How can you write English that fast? That's what they'll always ask. And of course, it's the same way that they can write kanji really fast and we can't. They've done it so long that, it's second nature. So that's something you'll get is treat it like a movie star at some really inaka, that means countryside schools. As far as other schools that are more city, more urban, don't expect that you'll be really that special to them. They probably see a lot of gaijin day in and day out. Also, don't expect that you're going to command the same respect as a Japanese teacher would. And I don't mean that in a way that, they're going to be obnoxious and rude to you. But don't expect that if you do try to discipline them, that they'll listen to you the same way they would listen to a Japanese teacher. Especially if you do it in English. Most times they're just going to laugh at you if you try to do it in English because, number one, they're not even understanding what you're saying. And number two, it's, these other teachers at the school have been there for years and years. And you've just gotten there and then you're going to try and lay down the law? It doesn't work. Okay, and some of the other things that will differ is different ages react differently to you teaching at their school. The youngest being the most surprised, and the oldest being, I guess, either blasé about it or completely uninterested. When I teach at kindergarten, sometimes kids that, and this is only Japanese kindergartens, not international, kids are sometimes so blown away that a gaijins come into their school that they're speechless. And it's almost to a point that sometimes it can make it hard to teach, like they just don't even know what to say. Next level up is elementary. And those kids are pretty blown away too. Those are going to be the main kids who ask you to sign stuff and just go nuts that you're there and are so excited. And that's probably one of the most fun ages to teach. They tend to have the most ability and the most motivation to learn English. And if you are following the government school system, you'll be actually doing a lot of games with them. And so English is still a lot of fun for them and they enjoy it usually. You start to get into junior high school, and as one gaijin put it to me one time, they've already become miniature salarymen, and it's kind of a cynical tone to take. I don't ever look at my students that way. I look at them as people who have bright futures ahead of them, as they all have a chance. But you will find that the first year students in junior high school goes first year to third year here in Japan. The first year students are still pretty excited about English and still have a lot of fun and still excited to talk to you. But Sannensei, that's the third year students, are usually really cynical and stoic already. It's become really cool to not answer the questions at that age. And that's something you'll run into a lot, unfortunately. And a good teacher will get past that, a bad teacher will get frustrated. And it's something I had to learn myself. And now I've gotten to a point in skill where I can get them really interested in the level. But it really did, it was a troubling point for me to get past, to get these kids excited about English and to get them into learning. You just gotta make it fun. That's the biggest thing I would say to any teacher who starts teaching here. Don't worry so much about being strict about grammar or vocabulary, or even that they're speaking English the whole time or answering in English. Worry that they're having fun. See that they're having fun. Care more about that than anything, and you'll have a class that's excited. And in the end, you'll have, you know, another teacher who's excited about you teaching, and you'll have a company excited that you work for them, because they want to hear that the kids are having fun. They want to hear that the kids are enjoying your class. They don't really care so much that the kids are learning tons. Remember, you're not there to actually get them to pass any kind of grade level tests or entry level tests. You're there to pretty much act as a resource for the English language, almost like a living dictionary. That's what you're there to do. But if you can do that in a way that's fun, all the more power to you, and you will find many pathways open to you and many teachers very excited to work with you, and many job opportunities. Making your lessons fun, the most important in my opinion. Moving on, high school level. High school level students are pretty, they're pretty what we call majime. Majime means really focused for the most part. You're gonna work at some public schools that are kind of lackluster in attitude, because you've got to remember that high school is not compulsory here in Japan. That means kids do not have to go, but sometimes they are forced to go by their parents, and that's where you run into this really lackluster attitude. They don't want to be there. Their parents have forced them in there and paid for everything, so they have to stay. There's not really a way around getting past that attitude. Again, realize there are going to be some students in your class that no matter what you do will totally not be interested in your lesson, and that's because you don't really need English to survive in Japan. People will go their whole lives, knowing only a couple words and be totally okay. Mostly it's used for a bunch of borrow words and katakana, but it's not really anything that any job would require aside from maybe working at Uniqlo or other very esoteric jobs within Japan. So do understand that they do have a reason that they're not excited to learn your language. And also try to think back to high school when you had to learn a language. How excited were you, right? I know I had to learn German, I did okay in that class, but I wasn't really that excited to learn German. You can't expect them to be more excited than you were about learning a second language. So your job is just to get them to have fun and enjoy it. Just worry about that. And if you can do that, then you're going to be a great teacher. You'll do fine in Japan. And realize that when you teach for elementary school level, when you teach for junior high school level here at Japan public schools, Japanese public schools, you actually will have a book that you will follow that will have your lessons in it. And you can stray from that somewhat. Some schools are really okay with that, but other schools are really strict about it and want you to follow it to a cue. So try to learn what kind of school you are at and try to focus in on their rules, and you will do awesome. You'll do great. The biggest thing they're looking for is a teacher with the least resistance but the most fun. And if you can do that, you'll be a great teacher in Japan. Until next time, I'm Scott, Unrested. This is JFAQ. Write any questions you want to. I'll talk to you next time.